Sir, the Māori Party supports this bill absolutely.
I call Andrew Williams.
Talofa lava, Mr Speaker, on Samoan Language Week and heading towards Samoa's 50th independence in the next week. And Tanakwe, Minister Tariana Turia, and I rise on behalf of New Zealand First to speak to the Customs and Excise Tobacco Products Budget Measures Amendment Bill. Mr Speaker, we read in the bill that this bill will see cumulative 10% increases in tax on tobacco commencing the 1st of January 2013 and on every 1st of January thereafter for the following 4 years, taking a packet of cigarettes from about $14 per packet to over $20 a packet by the year 2016. The bill states that the increase in the price of cigarettes will discourage tobacco consumption, which in turn will improve the health of New Zealanders. New Zealand First will not oppose this bill and we will support it. However, we agree that it is in New Zealand's interest to tackle the harmful effects of smoking, and the cost of cigarettes is only just one tool, a very simple, basic tool to limit consumption. New Zealand First, Mr Speaker, has some concerns that this may have been just a payoff by the National Government to the Maori Party in order to keep their vote and support. And this is a common thought throughout New Zealand, that was this just another sop to one of the Klingon parties attached to the National Party, a bit like the charter schools for the ACT Party. We hope we are proven wrong, Mr Speaker. We hope that there are real reasons for this and that this is not just something being put through by the National Party as another one of its sops to its Klingon parties. We're also concerned that, Mr Speaker, that this is being done in the interests of the health of New Zealanders, and it's not just being done by a nickel and dime, pick-a-pocket, Fagan government looking to extract more tax and money from the hard-working everyday man, woman and child, or even people in rest homes in this country, and that this is being done for genuine reasons, and it's not just another means of topping up the coffers of the national government. New Zealand First, on the other hand, expects that increases in tax on tobacco and cigarettes will see these taxes making a real difference with the effects of smoking in New Zealand. And Mr Speaker, we would expect that the increased funding from the taxes taken from the increase in the excise will go into the following. Things such as, and these are already taking place to a certain extent, but we would expect that as a result, these would be beefed up. Public awareness campaigns, an increase in the media spend, concentrating, for example, on the media showing the real effects of smoking on unborn babies. Real stories, real people, the good and the bad, getting the real information out there to show the effects on our children. We would expect that such campaigns would dispel the whānau myths that smoking is a killer, but the messages that come down through the Māori whakapapa that contradict these. I smoked through all my pregnancies and you lot are all right, is a common comment. The truth is, cigarettes now contain many more poisons than they ever did before. They are more potent, and New Zealand has one of the highest levels of nicotine in the world, which therefore makes them more highly addictive and harder to do without. Tauhenere is testimony to that. New Zealand First would also expect that more funding from these tax increases would allow health professionals to work with specialist populations, such as more specific support for those with mental illness, who may find it extremely difficult to quit without extra assistance. We hope more funding will go into programs with those with mental problems who do face difficulties giving up smoking. Our very able primary health organisations throughout New Zealand who are already doing a great job in terms of their smoking cessation programs. We hope those PHOs throughout New Zealand will get more funding to raise the awareness and importance of the seriousness of tobacco-related harm. Smoking cessation programs need to become more integrated and prioritised across contracted funding streams such as cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Quitting smoking reduces risk across these other health issues, and this must be part of the tax package that goes back into these health programs. Cigarette taxation needs to fund research with resources made available to those who are at the coalface without there being huge application processes or bureaucracy. access to researchers who can give their time to help write up case-based realities to share and grow existing smoking cessation services. We need more training and recognition of the smoking cessation workforce and access for funded quality training of those people providing those programs. We also need money for these increased taxes to go into an innovation fund to recognise that there are lots of great suggestions to try, such as quit cafes, for example, which have been tried around the world and in other countries where they've been very successful. Let's give them a go. Let's have some quit cafes developed in New Zealand. New Zealand needs to look at innovative ideas and methods to help our population reduce the consumption of tobacco and cigarettes. So, Mr. Speaker, New Zealand First will not oppose this Customs and Excise Tobacco Products Amendment Bill, but we will put the government on notice. New Zealand First will be monitoring what funding is being provided on the other side of the ledger to help deliver programs which will make a real difference to smoking consumption in this country. We will expect to see funding and delivery of smoking cessation programs to go up quite a few notches. Not just lip service, proper funding and delivery of good programs. These cigarette tax increases must not just be another way for this penny-pinching Fagan government to pick the pockets of good everyday New Zealanders in order to balance the books of an ever-failing government.
Call Dr. Paul Hutchison.
Talofa, Mr. Speaker.